Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko.
Al Gore, welcome back. I've been holding down the fort diligently.
You know what?
All forts. CU fort, F9 fort. I don't know.
Every fort. Go check on my wife, my kids. All that.
Sure.
So, do we want to talk about where I was, or you want to talk about holding down the fort?
Holding down the fort was fun. I'll tell you what. It was taxing, though. I'm sure you know. Sometimes when I'm not in the office. But it was okay. It was okay. We got through it. You know what? The biggest mistake I made when you were gone was not finding your replacement. First of all, right? Should have found it for about.
Come back. You have someone in my seat.
Wow.
His name is Al.
It literally looks just like him too. It's crazy. It's crazy. He's doing push-ups. It's insane. This guy's insane.
Wow. That would have been great.
The worst mistake I made was I didn't introduce Alex Gresh, and I literally need to send an email out to the students on the second day we were teaching. I didn't even think about it until, I'm not joking, about 6 p.m. last night. I get home and talking to my wife, just talking about our day, and I go, I didn't even introduce Alex Gresh to the students, and we were doing critiques. So that's not good. But
so and you just sat down with Gresh and then said, first person
let's
up.
Go. But I felt like an idiot because I was like, oh, that's not good. I should have done that. But I do think my saving grace was I did introduce Mark. So Mark helped me out on Tuesday morning, and then I explained that you were not here the whole week. So maybe they just put two and two together. What did they think, honestly?
They thought when they see me, whenever that is, they'll be like, wow, I'm glad he's back.
I think that's what they're going to do, huh?
Do we have class on Tuesday?
No, we are off all of next week. I am so excited. I'm actually really excited for the holidays because I think I've mentioned this before a couple times in the podcast. I take the last 2 weeks of the entire year off. I just don't come into work. I pretty much don't do anything. It's like I'm
What
ready.
do you do all day?
Dad stuff. It's the best. Like make the kids breakfast every day. We go do one activity every single day. So one day I took them to lunch. We went and saw a speaker. The next day we went and got a bunch of like Christmas decorations. The next day we just went to Walmart. Like next day we just went to a burger shop.
Yeah,
dad stuff. It's the best.
Still,
it's like I'm retired for 2 weeks.
I still don't know how you don't. Well, do you still have the computer in front of you?
No.
I still don't get how you fill up the whole day.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I'm still talking on the phone with like whoever's calling me about business, or like I will respond to thumbtack inquiries or online inquiries or something like that, or take phone calls, and I'll still answer questions from the guys. But like,
okay.
I'm not sitting in front of a computer all day. I'm definitely not. I'm just out and about doing what I want. That's what I do.
I wish I could do yard work the whole time. I'd be very happy, but it's the middle of winter.
Yeah. Because what do you think? You'd have trouble filling the whole day? I guess. See, my kids are like, we're hanging out, we're doing...
See, you can I can do stuff with my kid too, but sometimes he can play blocks by himself. Sometimes, And
he doesn't want anything to do with you.
Well, he would like for me to play,
But you
move the box back
maybe
and forth.
You can only play blocks for an hour tops.
Yeah, 1 hour in the morning, 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Either way, we're hitting that part of the year. I'm excited to chill out a bit. I'm also really excited about how many inquiries and how much business is coming in through the door right now. It is incredible. We are. If I sign the next couple contracts, I think I told you this morning, we will be booked out for the next, my guys, partially yours too, I think, because there's going to be some overlap, would be about until February.
Nice.
And if I could just keep that gravy train going all the way until April or May, is in terms of booking up till then, it's going to be great. Just gotta
Yeah.
keep it going. Keep it going. Keep doing all that stuff.
Good.
Tell us about where you were at, Al.
Yeah, so while you were relaxing here,
That's
not
all I was
much,
doing.
I was at Autodesk University.
First time, right?
First time out in Las Vegas, and my first reaction to it was it is overwhelming. There's about 11,000 people there in one hotel convention area. It's about 3-4 stories. There's an exhibit space.
11,000 just at Autodesk University, or at this particular, like, what did
Just for Autodesk University.
that many?
Just for Autodesk University.
That is insane.
I didn't discover half of the convention area until the last day.
How did you know that there were 11,000? Did someone tell you?
Yes. Yeah, someone said, so the last estimate that they heard 2 days before was that there's going to be between 10 and 12,000. So I just said 11.
Did they say that's more compared than other years?
Record year.
Record year. Probably
Record
because
year.
of record of economy, honestly. Because
Yeah.
I went twice, and it was both during, like, hard the recession. And it wasn't that overwhelming. I mean, there was a lot of people and stuff like that, but it wasn't, I didn't feel overwhelmed.
There was
So this sounds like madness.
the second night, it was 7 or 8 p.m., and I was going back into the convention, and there was literally thousands of people walking out. Kind of like when a football stadium's exiting.
Ooh.
And I go, oh, I'm pretty sure there's an event going on. So I thought, is everyone exiting and I'm going to go into crickets? So I get in the exposition hall. There were still thousands of people there. Literally like a football tailgating
And
area.
you went as media, right?
I went as media.
Because you're inside the firm media man.
Yep. And I think when I officially said I was going was
A couple days before. I'm so glad you set that joke up because it's real. Yeah. It was hilarious. We were driving back, I think on a Thursday. Wasn't it that? Wasn't it the Thursday before? It was either the Thursday or the Tuesday before, this week or whatever, the weekend. And we got a call. And we got a call from Robert Wygant, and he was talking about his new venture, and we talking about AU and you possibly going as media, and then you were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go."
And then I didn't
figured it out.
I didn't get the confirmation.
I swear it was a Thursday.
No, so I was talking to Autodesk on a Thursday because it was like Tuesday or Wednesday that Bob said you could come out. Bob said you should come out. Wednesday, I was like, no, I'm not coming out. Wednesday, I had the idea, maybe Autodesk will let me in as a podcaster. So then I emailed. They got back to me and were talking to me on Thursday, and then Friday they confirmed.
There you go. That's what it was. Yep, exactly. So like Al had 2-3 days to plan. Scrambling over the weekend to get a banner, right, for the table.
Yep, banner printed and all that, and still had to,
He had to borrow my shirt, just so everybody knows. So if he was wearing an Inside the Firm shirt for 2 days in a row, don't worry, he was clean. He borrowed one from me.
Do you want to know what's hilarious about that?
You didn't even wear it.
I get there, I unpack. I'm talking to my wife on Skype or whatever,
Forgot
my kids, and I'm unpacking everything because I'm putting everything up because I need to take my luggage to like load up in the exhibition hall.
Oh, okay.
And I go, honey, where's my Inside the Firm shirts? Because I made sure I borrowed yours. I had 2 of them, and I'm like, they're not here. They're not here. She's like, let me go downstairs, look around. I wanted them to be so nice that hours before I left, I hung them up, sprayed them with water so that they'd be even more smoother, put them in the laundry room area, and they were still hanging there. Good thing I had dress shirts. So instead of Inside the Firm, I wore dress shirts.
Oh, you didn't even have any Inside the Firm shirts?
No. And I made specific plans.
I knew it.
I coordinated with you.
I should have found a replacement when he was
done. So I get there in the morning.
Hilarious.
I see the exhibition hall. I set up. There's an exhibition hall. Then there's like massive rooms for big speakers, things. And then there's 3 levels of classrooms. And I knew that there was a second level, but I didn't know there was a third and a fourth level. And I didn't even know till the end that on those levels where there's classrooms, they bring out coffee and like treats for you. I had no idea because I was talking to Lindsay and she's about to take the test for Revit. I'm like, I'm in Starbucks waiting, to get in line because it's a huge line for Starbucks too. And every time I went to go get coffee, I went to get coffee at like Illy's. Everyone was waiting like they, when you're waiting for specialty drinks, I'm like, why don't you just get regular coffee? And the reason why no one gets regular coffee is because you can go get it at the stupid convention center because they have it.
So Al had a media pass, right? So it basically it would have got you on the exhibition floor.
And then the keynotes.
Yep, but not into all of these classes. So these classes and these lectures are really interesting. They they have world leaders in all of these different softwares. So I've been in the classes and taken some of the classes when I went, because I got like the full pass, and the full pass is like $2,000, isn't it? Or something like that?
It is. Yes. What's
cool about that is, so if you're working for a very large firm, or if maybe you're a little boutique firm that's making a ton of money, right?
Yep.
If you can get your boss to do it, or if you're a principal listening to this and you can afford it, $2,000, it is worth it in the sense that you get a really cool swag bag, plus you get all of these freebies that I was talking about. Like there's drinks all day long, some free drinks at night, and then the meals. You probably missed out on that. They have like
I could get all those. You could get all those.
Yep, 5-star.
Even me.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Because they're just out in the exhibition floor. You can get them all the time.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but I mean like the catered meals, right, where you sit down and yeah, exactly. Yeah. Really good food. So it's not a bad deal.
Yeah, some of it was too fancy. I was like, I can't eat this. I mean,
Al's not a fancy man at all. Very simple man.
Very simple man. The free booze, you get free booze, and guess what I was getting?
What?
Bud Light.
Oh my God! What a classy individual.
How did you like the classes? Because I didn't get to go to any of the. I went to not the learning classes, but like presentation classes. I was able to go to. So where they were talking about. What I'll get into, 3D printing, automation, things like that.
They made me feel dumb and that we weren't being edgy enough with Revit. That's what I remember feeling like. Like, wow, I guess we're not making really cool parametric stuff like these guys are. And then you step back from it and go, well, how applicable is that? It's just sort of this it's like a lot of bleeding edge techniques that get shown. But it's good because you at least... I think you understand, like, wow, there's a huge gap I could move up in, It's inspiring. How about that?
Yeah. I asked Bill Allen about that.
Oh, good. You saw him there.
Yep. Yeah. Evolvo Labs?
Evolo.
Yep. And interviewed him, so his answer will be more thorough because I said that's
Did he recognize you?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yep. He listens to the podcast.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Because I asked Dynamo... Why can't I say that?
Dynamo.
Yep. It seems like it's all for this fancy stuff. And he was talking about, no, that's where it started, but essentially you can do things. Let's say a contractor asks for all the door knobs, you need to pull out that information or count them or anything like that.
Yep. How many door hinges are going in this 5-star Marriott?
Yep. And it's not just as easy. Whatever his explanation wasn't just like a schedule. You can make a little script that goes and grabs all that, and it can take you 5 minutes instead of going in, because he said he was working on a project where they had people at the job site go around and like count the doors physically. Like, oh, we can just write a script, and since we modeled it accurately, we are very confident in this number. So
right, and if you got the script right from the beginning,
10 minutes.
As long as you get the script right from the beginning, it's written correctly. It's not going to make a mistake. Whereas if you have a human going around, every single time they got to count, they could make a mistake.
Oh, like, you get distracted when you're walking from one door to the next.
Yeah, 20,000 chances for mistakes a human walking around compared to one chance at a mistake a guy writing a algorithm.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And if you had enough. People, you could have another guy check that one guy.
Yeah. So again, I think my point again is why they might seem like things you would never use, but then all of a sudden, maybe you get back and you're like, wow, well, pragmatically speaking, here's how I could use it, this or that.
I almost don't let me forget to talk about how I want to tie this into possibly 5% Friday.
Okay. So it was overwhelming.
Overwhelming. The key is probably schedule more than 2 days in advance, so that you can plan.
I'm surprised you even got a hotel room, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh, everything that I got, tickets, everything, 1 seat left, 2 seat left, 1 room left. That was basically it.
Yep.
Plan ahead so that you know where everything is, you can navigate, and you can look at your classes, you can look at the schedule. Because, honestly, it's not, they try to make it clear. But what I got, and maybe just because it was so overwhelming, and they made an app. It just was too much.
I'm going to speak. So, sounds like Al had about 2 times as many people as both the times, each of the times I went. And so, even for me, it was confusing. It was confusing how to get there.
Yeah.
One time in particular, I remember, which was like, oh my God, I think it was like 2011, so just nothing was going on. Everybody was broke, you know. And there was not a lot of people. Still very, very confusing to get there. Yeah.
So one of my disappointments was they talked about 3D printing and automation. And they had a couple firms present. One from a person, there's a group in Autodesk working with it. And then there was a 3D printing company from Europe doing. And then I later talked to the girl from Autodesk that was putting together these robots. And what they do is that it's very hard to learn how to program a robot. We're not going to learn.
Are you sure, Al? I feel like I could do it this weekend.
Yeah. Well, now you can. Because they put the robot in Maya. And if you can learn Maya, which shouldn't take you so long, you can move it around and then the program can do that. Whatever movements. So then I find her out on the exhibition floor, and I started saying, "Okay, can you put sensors on it?" She said, "Yes, you can put sensors on it, and then you can put a tool on it, right?" And she goes, "Here's the problem." I go, "So how close are we to making that easy so that everyone can use it? It seems like you got the one step with Maya, but how do you integrate the sensors and then integrate the data about basically Maya can move it about, but that's only half of it because you have to put everything in an exact location for it to grab."
Okay.
So the external part is AI and getting it to recognize so that you can just like put bolts, because a lot of times you're just going to put a bag of bolts and a human can just grab a bolt, but it has to image recognize that that's a bolt, that it's the right kind of bolt, go and then grab it. So all 3 of those are different languages, computer languages, and then you have to integrate them all together with a 4th program that says, hey, when you're looking, use this program. And then when you go to grab it, make sure you grab the sensor program. And then after you do that, then Maya takes over, and this is how you connect it. But don't twist to it. If you're twisting, go back to the sensor program to make sure you don't twist and break the bolt. So I go, oh, so you're about 6 months away? And she's like, only PhD students and car manufacturer people are doing this. So to make it almost universal, you're like at least 5 years away. But maybe
it's not that far.
Maybe or maybe you just gotta hire some PhD people and
kidnap them.
I think that's how they
kidnap them. Yep. Put them in a basement. No big deal.
Yeah. Some of the coolest items were, I thought the keynote was cool. Some of the speakers, it's hard presenting in front of 12,000 people, 11,000 people. So some of them didn't do the best. But the keynote in general, it's a live event, and it's cool because, okay, maybe you've been to a concert, but this is about your industry.
Yeah, and what other time have you probably seen a lecture or a keynote like that where it is about your industry?
And there's thousands of
nerdy designers there, all of that. Did it feel like Apple-y to you at all? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, was it? Yeah, that's the way I felt too. I was like, this feels like if Steve Jobs is still alive and when the Apple does their little thing, their little symposiums, whatever they do, it felt like that.
Yep. They're trying to be Apple, and then they're trying to be sort of Elon Musk with the substance.
Yep.
But again, those 2 comparisons aren't fair because they're, the most Apple and Elon Musk. If you were as good as them, you'd
big if. Yep.
Yeah, amazing. In the exhibition floor, one of the coolest ones I saw and interviewed was BIM Smith. You can go look them up as BIM Smith. Their Forge, what they have is really cool. You'll learn more about that. Essentially, I'm going to put together a podcast or 2. I'll release one next week with these interviews, and then probably release the next one later. So you'll hear me interview different people.
Are you going to learn the software that teaches you how to cut this thing up? And
I already know it. I've told you this before.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe I put together different videos and put audio together before.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Oh, it's not difficult.
Sure,
it's easy.
Sure he did. He did.
Another cool thing I went to, there's about 3 keynote speeches. One is for construction, one is for product and manufacturing, and that one Fusion 360. Have you heard me talk about this?
Yeah.
Have you looked into it?
It's great.
It's insane.
Well, I love that it can give you set up a problem and it gives you like all of these different solutions.
Yeah.
And they're very like organic solutions. It's kind of cool.
And then you can reform it so that it's aesthetically pleasing. And you know what they added to it? All of those essentially were basically saying, oh, you can 3D print it. And what they learned between like last year and this year is companies said, hey, that's great, but we're not going to retool our whole manufacturing process, which we put $100 million into just to make it all 3D printers. It's never going to happen. So now when you make those, let's say you make up 100 different options, right? And you're like, okay, this one's the best. Now you can say, oh, what does it look like if I use a 3D printer, if I miter it, or if I form it,
like CNC it.
CNC, if I form it, so
cast it.
And there's another one, like, because there's 2D CNC and then 3D CNC. Anyways, there's 4 different options.
Extruding it or something, who knows, yeah.
Exactly. So then you can say, this is the solution I want, and these different ways of doing it, there's limitations, and it will automatically, you can make it any of those 4 ways, because then you can look at the cost of those ways too. And what's also cool is that you can integrate this with, let's say you're putting together, I don't know, a fancy wheelchair that has electric motors and all this. You can assign components to, let's say the motor is going to be done by this company, the armrests are going to be done by this company, the wheels are going to be done by whoever makes wheels, and they're all going to, come together. Those different companies can have access to that. So let's say if they change the wheel design, or if you say, hey, we need to manage manufacturing and how many are coming, it's all integrated together. So I don't know if it's applicable to houses, but for other design software, it's equivalent to the leap to Revit from AutoCAD. And that's huge.
That is huge.
Yep.
Did you come away from this, so based on like that last point about Fusion and the idea that we're getting closer and closer to designers taking their designs and getting to, okay, now we can just push a button and make it. How would we ever, like, I want to have, I feel like F9 should be doing something like that. It's not going to happen until we finish this development and everything. But did you come away with just some cool, crazy idea like, well, here's how we use it. We'll start selling widgets. We're going to start making like the best kind of widgets there has ever been.
It reinforced one of my ideas that I don't even think you know about yet.
Okay.
That I'll tell you about.
Okay.
It's just not here. It reinforced that, this is the way to go, and this is an opportunity that I don't think people are putting together yet.
Awesome. Proprietary.
Yep. What was also cool was the party. So they rented out this whole plaza, the Link. They had free booze, free food, free concert, which was really fun. And I didn't even know they had zip lines, which I thought you'd have to pay for, but those were free.
See, they didn't have that when I was there. That's interesting.
They had a huge Ferris wheel, and the Ferris wheel has themed units. Did I tell you about this?
Themed units?
So the Ferris wheel, is each Ferris wheel is not for like 2 or 4 people. It's as big as this room or bigger, right?
Yep.
So some of the units have a full bar in it,
mm-hmm.
and I think it was Bob said he went on it. He said Vegas at night when you're going up in the air is amazing. It's a huge Ferris wheel. Like I think they have one in London too, like super big. So you can drink in there. Another one is you put on headphones and you get different channels, so everyone is just partying to headphones. And then a third theme is something totally different. I don't know.
Yep.
You could paint. I'm making that up.
Yep.
But so I'm sad I missed out on that, even though the party itself was fun and there was a concert and everything. So that was awesome. So you're looking at me asking, would you go again?
Yeah. No. Well, I was actually going to ask you that. Yeah. Yeah. So based on all that, Al, would you honestly go again?
I have 2 different thoughts, and I honestly want to get your feedback on that. If we're going to go as podcasters again, you need 2 people. It's just so overwhelming, and I would want to say...
Why do you think we need 2 people? You answer that first, and then I'm going to answer my own question. I'll tell you why, because I've done media events before. You know that.
Okay. Because I think there's... we need an actual booth. I hijacked one and put a banner on, and it needs to explain stuff. And I would love to even have little pods where we'd have our best episodes playing, where they could put things on. So you need two people because I think one might be talking to people, or two of us talking to people, but one person could be looking at the schedule because you're doing things on the fly too. You're trying to grab people on the fly. You're trying to get a hold of people. So one person could be thinking about the next podcast or talking to someone, and the other person could be getting that person and just organizing it. There's a whole bunch of, I only brought half the stuff like there. I didn't even bring the camera. We could have set up the camera and filmed it. Some person could be manning the booth and the other one could go around.
That's exactly why there you go.
There's so many options.
That's exactly why you need two people, is because you have to have somebody out, going out talking to people, whether they're just going around to the other booths and getting more people to talk, or attending something, or finding a speaker, grabbing a speaker off the floor and running them back over to your booth and ready to podcast. You got to have two people. Plus, there's just errands that need to be run. So I'm in 100% agreement there. Two people. Ideally, actually, you have three. You have three people.
Yeah, and then here's the other idea too, is let's say we had enough money because it's expensive, or maybe it was, we bring two and we pay for other people. If one of the podcasts we talked about 5% Friday, where everyone comes up with their ideas about how to improve the firm. It would be an ideal situation where we're doing the podcast and then the rest of the guys come and they're all going to all these classes. And we said the goal is you learn whatever you want, but also what can we take away and improve? So go to all the booths. How can we integrate it? Can we connect with anyone and do work? Or we might just get there, take classes, and we're going to learn how to do this, and now we're going to be better.
Yeah, but the real reason is because you want to bring everybody to have, so we're all there partying together.
No, I didn't think of that, but
it actually
would be the third reason.
Yeah, it would. No, I mean that in a good way. Like, you're not out there getting crazy, but I mean you're having fun. You're having fun. It'd be a good team building experience. For sure.
That would be in replacement of the next Christmas party. It would be that.
That is what it would be. It would have to be at that level. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It would be a replacement of a Christmas party. Yeah.
So that's my thought on it. Other people, again, like you said, if you can go, you at least got to go once.
Once in your life, I'm telling you. It is that interesting because you meet like world leaders of the software, people that are doing really, really cool stuff. I would consider Bill Allen one of those people. Absolutely. I see him all over LinkedIn all the time doing the coolest stuff.
I was at the keynote, and it was talking about leaders in the industry, and his face popped up, and I told him, I was like, yeah. He's like, I stood up. He didn't even know.
He should. Yeah. So just so everybody knows, we met Bill. Bill is cool. You should follow him on LinkedIn. Bill Allen, you can friend him on Facebook too, I'm sure, and Twitter. He's all over social media. But we met him in Boulder, I think, in 2013, a long time ago. We met with him because he found us with one of our websites, Revit Furniture.
He was looking for work to begin with.
Yep.
Before he started his own thing, and worked at Oz. All that.
Worked at Oz, doing stuff like that, and now he's just kicking butt. He's got his own whole consultation firm, and they do insane stuff with like Grasshopper and all the Evolvo. Is that what it's called? No, I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. You'll find it.
But either way, check him out. So we know him on a fairly personal level.
Yeah, we high-fived. Yeah. So I feel like that's his.
Of course, neither Al or him is as famous as me because I am clearly an actor on imdb.com.
As am I.
That's right. You are.
Yeah.
You are.
Does that make you?
You know what was funny? When you were gone, one of the things that happened when you were gone is, did you get this? On LinkedIn, it popped up on I have the mobile app on my phone, and the notification popped up and it said Al Gore has been mentioned in the news.
Yeah,
you saw that.
It was like Wall Street Journal.
And I dug because I was like, well, they did put my Al Gore, I'm calling him mine, on like his little photo came up, his little LinkedIn photo, and I clicked on it's Al Gore who invented the internet, not Al Gore who invented Inside the Firm podcast.
But what is so crazy about that is I instantly knew, they were referring to the second Al Gore, right?
The smaller one.
I went to
the one
LinkedIn,
who doesn't do push-ups.
Yep. Clicked on the article and then clicked on Al Gore under highlighted and went to my name. I'm like, is this happening for everyone? Is everyone seeing this article and they link to my profile?
Yes.
Is there stats behind my profile that has, let's say you get 100 clicks
I
a
think
month.
there is, actually. Keep going. I think
Did
there
I
is.
just get 1,000
Yeah,
clicks?
yeah, no, exactly. So you should check. So I'm looking right now. I know there's stats because I'm on LinkedIn once a day at minimum. I'm posting something or liking or checking it out. Like mine this week. Who's viewed your profile? 198 people have viewed my profile for some reason. 58 views.
Okay, mine aren't as high as I thought they would be.
Well, I'm handsome.
219. So I
Oh my
crushed
God,
you.
you're crushing me.
So I destroyed you.
Now who's more famous? Al Gore.
Me.
Al the Bitcoin Bull Gore.
That's me.
It's incredible. Wow, great job.
Yeah.
I'm glad you you shared the name with him. I thought that was hysterical. I was like, what did he do? I actually thought it might be related to your trip, but then it wasn't. So,
Oh, there's so many things I do. So
yeah. Okay, there you go. So that good synopsis. I'm glad you went. I'm glad you went because then you were selling. You were talking about Revit rocket ship, right?
Not one bit.
Not one bit.
That's the other thing too. Not one bit. I had Inside the Firm podcast printed. InsideTheFirmPodcast.com. And if you go to the website, one of the sponsors is Revit Rocket Ship and all that. But it was so much wheeling and dealing and overwhelming and didn't even mention it. But still sold enough while I was there that it paid for the trip.
Plus
so,
some.
So that's why, like, if there was another person there,
I know. I think we could pay for the trip entirely. You kind of sold me that maybe we should just do it. That'd be fun. I like Vegas. It's fun.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Not wholesome, but it's fun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get the guys the drinks I told you about.
Yeah, exactly.
We won't tell them.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that said, I think it's bestie time now.
Yeah. I saw him at AU.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, best friends. I hope you all had a great week this week. A reading. Composing in space. Geometry is about the laws of lines, planes, surfaces, and three-dimensional bodies in space. Geometry can help us understand how to handle space in architecture. In architecture, there are two basic possibilities of spatial composition. The closed architectural body that isolates space within itself, and the open body that embraces an area of space that is connected with the endless continuum. The extension of space can be made visible through bodies such as slabs or poles placed freely in rows in the spatial expanse of a room. I do not claim to know what space really is. The longer I think about it, the more mysterious it becomes. About one thing, however, I am sure. When we, as architects, are concerned with space, we are concerned with but a tiny part of the infinity that surrounds the earth. And yet, each and every building marks a unique place in that infinity. Peter Zumthor, Thinking Architecture. A question: creamy or lumpy mashed potatoes? Toodles.
That. Are we going?
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Lumpy. What? Creamy? What are you? A 2-year-old child?
I'm a toddler. I'm an absolute toddler. Yeah.
You need the chunks with the salt, and then sometimes,
Chunks?
Yeah. But the chunks.
What do you like?
Are not hard. They're soft chunks, and sometimes when the butter isn't melted
Did your
all the way.
grandmother not love you?
She did. That's why.
See, my grandma.
Creamy. What? Are you an astronaut?
I guess that just proves my grandma loved me more.
Nah. Yeah, she's making sure you don't choke because you have the intellectual ability of a 2-year-old.
Coddling me around.
Yeah.
Says, okay, that must be, no, it's got to be creamy. I don't even think that creamy is not the word either. It's called whipped fluffy. That's the way to think about.
Whatever you got to tell yourself. Whatever you got to tell yourself.
I got to make you some mashed potatoes one of these days.
Yeah, and then I'll make you the real stuff.
crazy. Do you insist? Does your wife make mashed potatoes? Do you guys eat mashed potatoes?
Yeah, for Thanksgiving we probably will. We have it. We don't.
Aren't we
normally.
doing Thanksgiving together?
Me and you?
We're not.
No. We're doing Christmas tree hunting.
Oh,
afterwards.
tree hunting. That's what.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah.
But I thought I was supposed to come over for some reason, or was that Christmas, or was that the other some sort of picture party? With
a picture party. Yep. Don't worry.
No,
about it.
but also the other thing.
My
my
wife has plans.
I don't know what is the official F9 after party. Not the same day of our F9 day
you're
party.
coming to my house. We're eating noodles.
Is that the Friday after?
Yep.
Is that the F9?
Yep.
Everyone.
Yep.
Baby.
So here's what I'm going to do, everybody. I am going
Bring
to
the baby.
absolutely bring that baby. I want to hang out with that child. Yep. Have him help me cook. We're going to hang out. It's going to be great.
He'll do great.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, love that kid.
Yeah, he's been wearing a Pizza Man shirt for like 3 days.
That's probably one of my favorite things about kids when they just keep wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, good for you.
It says
good for you. That's freedom.
In pizza, I crust.
It's beautiful.
Picture of pizza.
So here's what I'm going to do, okay?
You can, sorry,
everybody.
I have to interrupt.
Oh,
you
he's
can
interrupting
really
Al.
pronounce Pizza Hut. He's really good at that.
Good.
We don't even get it that much. It's just the advertising.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, we get good pizza.
Yeah, well, that's again. This is all. Everything is debatable. Everything is debatable. What I'm gonna. So I make. We're gonna have a Christmas party. We're planning it. It's gonna be awesome. We're not even telling the guys one hint. We always do a Christmas party. But then the day after, then I usually host hey, come to Lance's house. He's gonna feed you, and we're gonna have like an adult level one. The wives come over.
Yeah.
All that other stuff. So I make
The next day,
I make two different kinds of noodles. They're homemade noodles, like I roll them out and everything. One is potato, one is tomato. But the potato is going to allow me to make Al some creamy whipped potatoes.
Whoa.
And then we're going to see what he has to say about it. We'll follow up.
Also, are we then? I think we're going Christmas tree hunting on Saturday then.
Friday.
So Friday we're gonna go hunting, and then you're still gonna have time to make the noodles and have the party.
He's mixing everything up. Don't worry about it. We can talk about it later.
Bring up the calendar right now. Let's. This is a.
You're mixing up Thanksgiving with the Christmas party, which is two different things, my friend.
I am.
Yep, exactly. Al went to Vegas.
I just got back
Vegas
last night. I woke up. I wanted to keep sleeping.
Oh man, I was like that today too.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nick, I want to know what will you tweeted us or something or text us later? I want to know what Nick does. Is he like lumpy or is he like whipped?
Good question.
Yep.
Anyone else? Tag us and just say lumpy or creamy.
No. Do hashtag Team Lumpy, hashtag Team
Chunky.
Yes.
No. That is the same thing.
Yep. Hashtag Team Lumpy or hashtag Team Creamy.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Tag F9.
Tag inside the firm.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Last thing.
Let's bring in the guys for A.R.E. Jeopardy. All right. According to IBC 1808.7, the foundation clearance from a descending slope slope steeper than 1 unit vertical in 1 unit horizontal shall be at least A, the height divided by 3, B, the height divided by 2, C, the height divided by 4, D, the height divided by 1. So you have to be let's say you have a foundation. What's the distance from the foundation to a descending slope? Is it A, the height divided by 3, B, the height divided by 2, C, the height divided by 4, D, the height divided by 1? Lance, do you even know? You should guess in your head. Because this is a question. It goes not just it's for a foundation, but you can think about, let's say you have a pergola that's off and then there's a slope.
Hashtag Team Creamy.
Yep. Here's an inside joke for everyone in the podcast. What do we got? D, B, B. It is A. It is a third. So, however high it is. Yeah. All right.
clearance.
Someone give me...
Nobody got this right?
No one got it
Oh,
right.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Lance, do you have something to write down the score in case someone does get a point?
I actually don't. I don't know where all of the markers went.
I just need a pen.
Very, very
Or
concerning. Here's a pen, sir.
Okay, question number 2. The concrete cover for reinforcement measured from the outside of the wall shall not be less than A, 1.5 inch, B, 1.25 inch, C, 3 inches, D, 2.5 inches.
This is very important, actually, for you guys to know. I'm dead serious. Like this one, you're going to want to know this for a lot of liability purposes.
Concrete cover for the reinforcement wall measured from the outside of the wall shall not be less than. Do you need the answers? A, 1.5, B, 1.25, C, 3, D, 2.5.
I know the answer to this one.
Do ya?
You should know this because there will be multiple questions. I think one of the things you should definitely memorize for the A.R.E. is stuff like this, like how much for the footings, for the walls, for like a column. They'll give you all these various clearances for the minimum you can have rebar close to the edge.
Yep. Okay, hold them up. C, D. It is
A.
So it can be closer on the wall than on the footer.
Yep.
So Mark just asked if it can be closer
3
on the
inches.
wall than the footer. They said 3 B's, that's a footer. Okay, where's at goose eggs?
Wow. It's probably because we're recording late today. Usually we record before lunch. We're doing a post-lunch one today.
Also, it's because they're studying for the A.R.E. and I'm taking this out of the code book.
Ha! That's a backhanded. Okay, number 3. Number 3. What is a manufactured panel of wood particles and binders that is bonded together under heat and pressure known as A, particle board, B, OSB plywood, C, plywood, D, panel boards. 3. What is a manufactured panel of wood particles and binders that is bonded together under heat and pressure known as, is it A, particle board, B, OSB plywood, C, plywood, D, panel boards? What do you think? What do you think, my guy, my dudes? We're running out of time. We're running out of time.
All right, hold them up. C-A-B. Someone's...
The correct answer is A.
Who had
Particle
that?
board.
Jason.
Smart. All right. I know. It was way too easy for sure. Yeah. I actually thought you were going to get it right because it was so easy. Number 4. Thin.
Subtle burn.
I don't even notice I'm doing it sometimes. 4. Thin standardized units of wood, slate, tile, asphaltic material, and so on, which are laid in overlapping rows to cover roofs or walls. A. Fish scales. B. Shingles. C. Layers. D. Panels. Mark is shaking his head because I just blew his mind with the trickiness of this one.
Yeah, and also, it's late because there's no funny answers in any of these.
Yep.
Yep.
No shingly boy.
And so on and such forth.
Okay, we got answers. B, and D. The answer is B.
There we go. So we have 2 correct answers, but the winner is Jason.
Congratulations. You can pick lunch, not this time.
Yeah.
That's all we got. Al, what do we got?
So if you like listening to this, you can go to RevitRocketShip.com if you want to learn Revit and take a look. Everything is laid out. If you like what you see there, purchase it. You can get your money back in the first month if you don't like it. Also, we have a book called The Creativity Code. Go ahead and check that out too. If you like architecture, I think you're going to like that book. That's all I got, Lance.
Last thing is, I've been doing an entrepreneur tip a day for the past 5 days, and I'm going to try to continue it until I forget on the Facebook page. So if you go to facebook.com/inside the firm, please follow that Facebook page, and as soon as I post something, usually I'm doing it right away in the morning, share the posts so then we can increase our reach and more people follow the page. Appreciate it.